I'm going to use this in my car as a performance component. Look, where's the voltage? It's below minimum. G'day guys, Scott Clark here from Aeson Power in Australia. Just want to welcome you to my shed. This is not an elaborate lab. So today we're going to do a few things. I'm going to do an installation on a car, but I also want to just demonstrate to you why I'm doing this installation on my car, and talk about some of the benefits for you guys. Standard lead acid battery, maintenance free. AGM, high performance battery, really expensive. And the Aeson Power Strataforce sodium-ion battery. Let's have a look at this is a 55D23L. So 550 ccAs, 65 amp hour, 12 volt lead acid battery. What it says up here, and Sam will zoom in on this in a minute, is it's 16.2 kilograms. 16.2 kilograms. That sucker is heavy. Those handles need to be strong. This doesn't even come with it. Okay. So this is rated at 750 ccAs and 55 amp hour. And it's 19.8 kilograms. This thing weighs a lot. That's your performance battery, right? For performance applications, nearly 20 kilograms. This one, 5.6. That's 14 kilograms less than that. So I'm going to use this because this is rated at 650 ccAs and it's only 5.6 kilograms. It's even written on the battery. This is a carbon pile load tester, and I'm sure you guys have seen the little electronic ones the guys use. They're okay most of the time, but they rely on a database of batteries and an algorithm, and they make a calculation, and it's a kind of a best guess to do it in a very quick manner. But this thing cannot be fooled. What this thing does is it will replicate the amount of current that needs to be drawn out of that battery that the engine does. So we can adjust this to suit the battery. So I'll just pop that there. So all we do is pop that on there, and you want to get a really good couple of points of contact on these things, because on the jaws, because a lot of current's going through there. You can hear it's turned on. The voltage has come up, 12.4. So you want a really good contact on these. This has gone up to over 12 volts, like the multimeter. And now we're going to crank this up and get this one up around here. And that's applying the load. Hear it? You hear it going down? It just about, look, where's the voltage? It's below minimum. So the minimum here is about 10, this is down to 8. So no way. There's no way it'll start. Hasn't got anything like 650 ccAs in it. You cannot fool this. Okay. So we'll just connect the Durst charger back up to the new sodium-ion battery. The 14 volts there, confirms what we're getting from the XuPai voltmeter, and we'll do the same thing as we did with the lead battery. We'll apply 650 ccAs load, and so it's staying above. It actually wants to do more, but it easily is. You're only supposed to do this for 15 seconds. So it's easily staying above the 10 volts minimum. Installed the sodium-ion battery. We've done the Durst carbon pile load test on it, really severe one. I've put the multimeter back on it, and it's gone down from, was it 13.4 or whatever it was, down to about 12.6, which is what a lead battery would be anyway. We'll just go straight into a start. See what happens. Thanks for sticking with me while I did this battery change to the Aeson Power sodium-ion technology. So the reasons for doing this changeover for me were obviously one, weight. We can have the same amount of power coming out of the same size battery, but it weighs 9.3 kilograms less than the one that came out of here. So essentially I can save 10 kilograms just by changing the battery. And you know, with today's petrol prices, that also, every kilogram helps. And you know, you're taking the weight off the front end of the car, so you're going to help its performance in terms of not just straight line speeds, but also in terms of you know, turning and steering and just enjoying the drive. The other reason that I like it is because it's totally safe, just like, not like a lithium-ion battery. This battery does not have any thermal runaway characteristics. So, you know, we've done lots of penetration tests, and there's even a video out there with us shooting that thing. Battery went up in flames, and this did not, no matter what we did to it. So it's very safe. I'm not putting my vehicle at risk. I'm not putting my family and friends at risk. And the great thing about this compared to a lead battery is that this battery I can leave here and it has very, very low rate of self-discharge. So meaning that it's going to go flat. All batteries go flat, but the rate at which it goes flat is much less than a lead battery. And here's the other thing. Because it's not a lead battery, it won't sulfate. You know all the powder you see on the top when a battery's dead? That's because that's the equivalent of that rust inside it for lead. So if you can see it on the terminals, it's already everywhere inside and the battery's shot. Now that just, can't happen in this battery. And even if I flattened it to 0 volts, I can still charge it with a charger. As long as the charger will pick it up from 0 volts, this battery will recover from 0 volts. So a flat battery doesn't mean permanently damaged battery. You know, you go below 11.8 on a lead battery, you've caused some damage to it permanently. In this situation, where I'm rebuilding a car over the next 4 years, is perfect. It'll still be there when I finish the rebuild and go to drive it down the street for the first time.